I never expected the words to land like a bullet. "I married you because real men weren't available," she said, her voice light, almost casual, but the weight of it knocked the air from my lungs. I froze, my coffee trembling in my hand, watching her smile, so serene, so unbothered, as if this confession were nothing more than a passing thought. I wanted to laugh at the absurdity, to scoff and say she was joking, but the truth in her eyes told me otherwise. It had started months ago, subtle at first. The late nights at work that weren't really work. The sudden defensiveness when I asked simple questions. The faint perfume that lingered in places she hadn't been before. I told myself I was being paranoid, that love sometimes meant patience, understanding, ignoring small irritations. But deep down, a pit was forming in my stomach, gnawing at me, whispering that something was wrong. The first undeniable clue came one Thursday evening. I'd stopped by her office to surprise her with lunch. She'd said she'd be working late. But when I walked in, I found her chair empty. Her desk was organized, papers neatly stacked. But her phone vibrated insistently, a message preview flashing briefly across the screen. I caught a fragment. "Can't wait to see you tonight. Don't worry, he'll never find out." My hand went cold. I stared at the screen, heart hammering. My wife, my partner of 6 years, was lying to me. I didn't confront her immediately. I watched, carefully, quietly, hoping I was mistaken. But the small moments piled on each other until they became undeniable. She would smile at her phone, the way one smiles at someone cherished. She'd come home, brushing off questions with excuses, flinching when I got too close to her phone or laptop. And then came the night I saw him, her ex-boyfriend, leaning over the counter at our favorite cafe, talking to her like they were the only two people in the world. The casual intimacy between them, the ease, the laughter. It was more than just history repeating itself. It was alive, thriving at my expense. I tried to reason with myself. Maybe it was nothing. Maybe I was overreacting. But the gnawing doubt wouldn't let me rest. I started noticing patterns I'd ignored before. The way she always looked for his messages before replying to mine. The way she sighed after phone calls. The little excuses that never added up. And then, the confession. The one that shattered what little remained of my trust. "I married you because real men weren't available," she said one quiet Sunday morning, voice soft, almost remorseful, though her eyes betrayed nothing but certainty. I wanted to scream, to beg for a reason that could somehow make sense. But there was none. There never had been. I left the apartment that day. Not in a fit of anger, not with shouting or dramatic exits. I simply walked out, the air around me heavy with disbelief. I didn't need to see her to know what I'd seen reflected in her words, in her actions, in her betrayals. For weeks, I wandered through a fog of heartbreak. Nights were the worst. Silent, hollow, filled with memories that now burned like acid. I replayed our moments together, trying to reconcile the woman I thought I knew with the one who admitted she settled, who admitted she chose convenience over love. And then I met her, Emma. She wasn't a replacement. She wasn't a bandage. She was someone I hadn't realized I'd been waiting for until she appeared. Someone whose integrity, warmth, and laughter were undeniable. Conversations with her felt like sunlight breaking through storm clouds. She didn't need my patience or forgiveness. She offered honesty, respect, and a connection that didn't come with secrets or hidden smiles. When I finally ended things with my wife legally and emotionally, it was not a triumph or victory. It was quiet, resolute, a recognition that I deserved better than half-truths and casual cruelty. And in the aftermath, I realized something essential. Betrayal, no matter how deep, can carve space for clarity, for understanding, for a new kind of love, one that doesn't require settling. The day I left for good, she watched me go with that same calm detachment I had seen for months. I didn't look back. I didn't need to. I had found someone real, someone present, someone who made the pain worth enduring, because it led me to something better. And though the memory of her words, the cruelty veiled as honesty, still lingered, it no longer held power over me. I had been betrayed, yes, but I had also been awakened. And that awakening brought me to a love I never thought possible, a love built not on convenience or compromise, but on respect, trust, and truth. And that, I realized, was worth more than a lifetime spent wondering what might have been.